Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell on this earth forevermore. Said I walk beside the still waters and they restore my soul, but I can't walk on the path of the right because I'm wrong. No, I can't walk on the path of the right because I'm wrong.
What are you doing, kiddo?
Hello everyone, I am Dreamcraft WD and today I will show you a list of all new games that are coming for consoles, PC and mobile, all remastered games and games that are just launching in another platform in 2020. This list contains in total 205 games, so I divided them into 4 sections: new games, new content, new image and finally in my platform. You can find in the description where each section begins. Before starting, let me just take a moment to remind you that if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you like the content of my channel, support it by hitting the subscribe button and remember to click the bell so that you get notifications every time a new video is uploaded. So let's start with new games. 2020 will bring us so far 156 new games. January started well with 9 new games. Australian Open Tennis 2 literally opened the year on the 9th. Created in close collaboration with the tournament's organizers, it shows you what it is to be a professional tennis player, as the external events affect as much your career as the game you make. Sports were followed by RPGs. On the 10th, we got Bloodstone: The Ancient Curse, a Brazilian MMO where you play the hero. You start in the realms of Doncaster, training and learning the secrets and stories of the world. On the 16th, the Chinese tower defense RPG that is causing a buzz made its debut. Arknights is an amazing, addictive game full of cool content and events that keep you entertained for hours. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot arrived the next day. This action RPG allows you to experience the life of Dragon Ball Z world, where you can fish, eat, train and of course fight alongside Goku. On the 21st, the Pokemon-inspired MMO Temtem was finally launched. You have to collect, train and evolve the Temtem, follow the story mode or join your friends online to fight and hang out. The 23rd was a double day. We had the launch of The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners VR. You are now able to feel what it is to survive in the Walking Dead world, hiding, running away or fighting the zombies. Also, the beta for Legends of Runeterra started for all that subscribed until the 19th. The game is scheduled to be launched this year, but no concrete date yet. So take advantage of the beta and start now playing this collectible card game of League of Legends. On the 28th, Journey to the Savage Planet will drop you onto a new planet. You will have to decide if it is fit for human habitation by exploration and research. Be careful with the unknown dangers that lurk. And to end this month, we will have the launch of Asteria, a hardcore fantasy MMORPG that arrives on the 30th. Be careful because if you die in Asteria's world, you will lose all your items. If you think January had a lot of games, prepare yourself because February brings us 10 new games. We start on the 4th with 2 games. Based on the new Netflix series and the movie, Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics turns you into the leader of the resistance of Gelfling that must go against the Skeksis, their horrible oppressive overlords. But even more horrible are the zombies that come in Zombie Army 4. Prepare yourself to survive against the 1940s zombie hordes in this horror tactical shooter. Volson is an ARPG that will be launched on the 13th. Unlike other ARPGs, here you have a rotating passive skills tree that allows you to define your character freely. There are no fixed builds. You can easily combine different skills and try them on until you find which combination reflects your profile better. On Valentine's Day, don't let yourself be fooled by how cute Snack World's characters are. You play an heroic adventure that seeks revenge against the villainous Sultan Vinegar. The cool part of this RPG is that you can trade the Jaras, that are weapons, shields, healing tonics, and status buffing colognes, and the Snacks, which are creatures or characters that you can summon, with your real-life friends. But it is Valentine's, so why not go to Dreams and create a beautiful melody, game or 3D sculpture for your better half? This game is from gamers for gamers. You can create and then share so that others enjoy your creations as well. Gods and monsters arrive on the 25th because in times of need, you are the one gods turn to. Fight mythical creatures and defeat Typhon to save the Greek gods. On the 27th, race with Overpass, but do not confuse it with the action-adventure game from Studio Bean. This Overpass from Zordix Racing takes you not only off-road, but to extreme off-road surfaces in an array of 25 buggies and quads. So drive on until the 28th, where 3 games will delight us with their launch. Feel the power and wit of being Iron Man with Iron Man VR. Fly the skies, face supervillains, and save the world. Next, run to help your friends in One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows. You can take down enemies with only one punch, but can you get to the fight in time to help? Form a team and enter 3 versus 3 battles. Now catch your breath because you need to determine the strategy to take charge of the fate of China in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms 11. Manage your men, manipulate relationship with other forces, enter battles and conquer territories. China will be yours. But that's not all. Still in February, without a scheduled day, starts the second alpha of Fractured, an open world MMO where you don't have to be equipped or leveled up to defeat your enemies. Just use your skills wisely and be cunning. March brings the spring and 12 more games. 11th will bring the long-awaited and dazzling Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Follow Ori on the discovery of the world beyond the forest of Nibel, where new adventures await. The 13th brings us 2 more games. For all the fans of anime My Hero Wants Justice comes My Hero Wants Justice 2. Prepare yourselves as the fight for justice gets bigger, badder and more quirkier. At least that's what they announce. Also, Nioh 2 is fighting the yokais on this day. The action takes place in Japan devastated by war and chaos, where the evil spirits feed upon their victims. 2 months before being released, Team Ninja already announced 3 DLCs that will focus on different storylines, all predating Nioh's 2 events. And Fairy Tail comes on the 19th with Natsu and his companions. Fight foes, grow your guild, and experience not only some episodes from series, but also in-game episodes. The 20th is the first day of spring, and to celebrate it, you will see the release of 2 more games. In the spring spirit comes Animal Crossing New Horizons. You will buy a vacation package and move to a deserted island. Live your new life away from the confusion and where you can interact with nature in new ways. Doom Eternal does not share the same spirit, as the earth has been overrun by demonic forces. So forget about tranquility because you are the Doomslayer that needs to save the human race fighting the demonic forces from hell. Don't lose that fighting stance just yet. On the 24th, call your friends over to create mayhem in Bleeding Edge. Have fun with their 4 vs 4 teamfights. But if this is not enough for you, One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 will arrive on the 27th. Join the pirates in this new crazy adventure filled with even more crazy attacks. You can also have fun playing Kaido or Big Mama with their cool powers. And to finish the month in high note, 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross comes on the 31st for mobile. This manga-inspired RPG, besides the quests and battles, also allows you to take a break at the tavern where you can interact with different characters. Yes, I know, you only counted 9. And you counted perfectly well. The remaining 3 do not have a concrete day yet, so I left them for the end. They are Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord, the sequel to the acclaimed medieval combat simulator and role-playing game Mount & Blade Warband. The events take place 200 years before the first one, and you will find a much more detailed world of Calradium. Also, we will have Half-Life Alyx, where you will fight the occupying alien Combine in a time before Half-Life 2 and in the skin of Alex Vance. The third game is Ari and the Secret of Seasons. Ariel, which is a name that is much more interesting than Ari, becomes the Guardian of Winter, which gives her the ability to control the seasons in order to defeat her enemies. Cool, right? But let's move on. Along comes April. April is a slow month with only 3 new games. We start on the 24th with Predator Hunting Grounds, where you can join the Elite Special Forces, teaming up with 3 other players whose job is to kill the bad guys, or you can be the female or male predator that has to kill the Special Forces team members. Now set your strategy because Gear Tactics will arrive on the 28th and you will be outnumbered and fighting for survival. From Gears of War, this game will make you recruit and command your own squad to defeat the evil masterminds. Without a designated day, Minecraft Dungeons will be released this month, and it is very different from what we are used to when it comes to Minecraft. Here you will not have to construct, you will only focus on exploring dungeons filled with monsters, traps, puzzles and treasures. You can bring with you up to 3 friends. Now, May is a different story. May is a blast. It brings us only 6 games, but what an amazing 6 games they are. Starting on high speed with Fast and Furious Crossroads on the 9th. We hit the streets to hunt down and stop an international crime syndicate. Feel the adrenaline pump as the stunts, heists, exotic locations and cars blow your mind. On the 19th, we will receive Wastelands 3, where you will have to face moral choices and sacrifices to survive. Well, at least you can play it in co-op mode with a friend, sharing the burden of decisions. But relax from these decisions, try becoming a shark on the 22nd on the most hilarious game. In Maneater, you must bite as many humans as you can, so start swimming to those lovely beaches or sink down these little boats. The time has come for sharks to take revenge. Also that day, Sword Art Online Alicization Licorice will be released. Kirito awakes in a mysterious virtual world where he meets Eugeo, and both make a promise that shall not be broken. A not so virtual but much awaited, equally mysterious and very dangerous new world arrives on the 26th. Set up your character and let's face the corrupted and the greedy humans in the lands of Aeternum. And for ending the month with a bang, it could not be any other game but The Last of Us Part 2. Let's join Ellie and Joel once again for what cannot be less than a great adventure. September ends the summer, but not the good wave of games. Marvel's Adventures starts celebrating the A-Day on the 10th, a day that will mark the history for these superheroes. And 5 years later, you must help them find the villain that caused the tragedy on A-Day and get their revenge. And if it all goes good, we will finally be able to become the Mercenary 5 in Cyberpunk 2077 on the 17th. Let's test our skills in one of the 6 distant regions of Night City's open world. Without leaving the sci-fi theme, we enter the shooter's realm with Outriders. Without a specific day yet, you will be able to co-op with 2 other players and shoot your way in a dark and desperate sci-fi universe. December is the last month of the year and I am sure more games will come in the meantime, but for now the only release we have confirmed is the Deadly Premonition 2: A Blessing in Disguise. The Nintendo Switch players will end the year with a smile on their faces as this game arrives on the 31st. With no determined date but expected to be released on the first or second quarter of this year, we have 23 games, from which I need to point out Blendy and the Dark Revival, a survival horror game that is the sequel of Bendy, Bleach Immortal Soul, a storytelling strategy game for mobile that brings Bleach franchise to life, and Phantasy Star Online 2, the biggest RPG in Japan. PSO2 will have a closed beta, but it will only be available for US and Canada. So if you can, subscribe to the beta and you will not have to wait so long to play it. For the third and fourth quarter, we have 22 games, being Ghost of Tsushima, an action combat game, Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance, a co-op RPG, Hellblade 2, a most awaited RPG, and tactical co-op shooter Rainbow Six Quarantine, the ones that stand out for me. Finally, we have no more, no less than 60 games that were announced for this year, but with no hint on when they will be released. Of course, from those I will have to highlight the beta that will start for Magic the Legends MMORPG, 12 Minutes, that is an adventure game, Little Nightmares 2, a lovely horror puzzle game, Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, a VR first-person shooter, Population Zero, a survival game, Camelot Unchained, another MMORPG, and Project TL, an ARPG. Before ending this section, I want to remind you all that you also have other games that are not officially launched yet, or even have a scheduled date for being launched, but that are already playable, because or they are in alpha and beta testing, or they simply have already started the early access last year. And those games are The Guild 3, Hordes, Waven, Gloria Victus, Project Gorgon, Legends of Aria, and Valiance. So let's move on to which new content 2020 will bring us. January started well with already several expansions launched. Albion received the biggest expansion so far on the 20th. Queen changed the looks of the Wastelands, the guild life, and introduced a new faction called Avalonians. On the 22nd, Black Desert Online welcomed a new class. Guardian is a woman with the skills of a tank. It is not fast, but endures a lot. Magic the Gathering also received a game-changing expansion on the 24th. Heroes Beyond Death introduces a new mechanic to the game, with cards that will allow the dead to have one more shot at life. The next game, I was a little unsure how to classify it. On the 28th arrives Kentucky Route Zero TV edition, that holds not only the last chapter of Kentucky Route Zero, but also the port to be able to play all chapters in consoles. So I will leave it here, but will mention it again in the section finally in my platform. And the Joker will make his debut in Mortal Kombat 11 on the 28th to end the month literally with a smile on our faces. February will welcome on the 4th the Season 4 for Apex Legends. This season will introduce us to Forge, a new character and a 5-time Hyper Fighting Federation champion. In March, Control will receive its first paid DLC, The Foundation, on the 26th. This DLC will explore what lies beneath the Bureau and the story of the oldest house. On the last day of the month, we can expect Persona 5 Royal, with a new semester at Shujin Academy and a new area in Tokyo to explore. We welcome the new characters. May will bring us Ciconia When They Cry Phase 2, the visual novel's second episode that will follow people that are trying to prevent World War IV. But most exciting in May is that it also brings us Dark Heart of Skyrim for Elder Scrolls Online. A new exploration system will be introduced. You will have now the opportunity of solving puzzles to reveal the location of antiquities and then exploring the world searching for these antiquities and digging them up. This update will be available for PC and Mac on the 18th, but for PS4 and Xbox One only on June 2nd. For the first or second quarter, it is expected that Metro Exodus receives Sam's story. This DLC will follow Sam after the Metro Exodus events, while he tries to return to the US to reunite with his family. Also expected for this year is the Cuphead's DLC, The Delicious Last Course. This DLC will introduce a new island, new weapons, new charms, and new abilities for Mrs. Chalice. And we arrive to the third section, New Image. Let me just take a moment to thank all of you that are seeing this video since the beginning. I know there are a lot of games, so if you want to receive reminders for each month, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter, Games and News in my website. Let's then get started with January and the new faces that were brought. Atelier Dusk Trilogy Deluxe Pack was the first to arrive on the 14th, combining the three Atelier Dusk, Aisha, Shelly, and Esha and Logi. This remastered version includes some more features and HD resolution graphics. On the 28th, Warcraft 3 Reforged will bring us back Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos and its expansion The Frozen Throne, maintaining the original Warcraft 3 gameplay but revamping the graphics and changing the campaign. The last of the remastered Yakuzas from the Yakuza collection will drop on February 11th. Give life once again to Kazuma Kiryu, Shun Akiyama, Taiga Saijima, Haruka Zawamura, and Tatsuo Shinada, with renewed graphics in Yakuza 5. Street Fighter V Champions Edition will be here on Valentine's Day. It is a better and more robust version combining Street Fighter V and Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. It will include in total 40 characters, 34 stages, and more than 200 costumes. Don't need to be heartsick for the mysterious witch with her Scarabo Fair or Sam Gideon and his ARS anymore, because Bayonetta and Vanquish 10th anniversary bundle will be here on the 18th. To celebrate their 10th anniversary, Bayonetta and Vanquish will be back with better resolution and graphics. On the 25th, Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection will compile all 6 classic titles and will also include Z Chaser, which is an exclusive new mode. March presents us with Pokémon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX on the 6th, where the graphics update will leave you amazed. Rejoice, my Nintendo Switch player friends, because this game will be only for you. On the first day of spring comes the renewed Doom 64, after 23 years. Adept for the new engines, this remastered version maintains itself faithful to the original pixel graphics. You can see that resolution has been improved, but it feels like you are back in 1997. April starts with Resident Evil 3 on the 3rd. The graphics improvement is once again amazing. It will feel like a completely new game. I am completely ready to make my way again through Raccoon City. What about you? The long awaited Final Fantasy VII Remake will finally arrive on the 10th. Well, the first installment at least. But let's be honest, waiting for Cloud is always worth it. On the 24th comes Trials of Mana. This Japanese RPG was originally created in 1995, but only released worldwide for Nintendo Switch last year as a part of the collection of Mana. This time the remake will be available also for Windows and PS4 with better graphics and character visualization. Who's your daddy? This will be the question on December 23rd. Celebrating its 5th anniversary, the indie game brings back the baby and his dad in a more cartoonish look, with new animations and effects, new features, and a new baby and dad. For the first quarter, we can expect System Shock Remake. Yes, you are going that back in time. This action RPG from 1994 is now being redone by Night Dive Studios. Still this year, an enhanced version of Rune Factory 4, designated by Special, will be available for Nintendo Switch. And we have reached the last but not the least section, where Nintendo Switch is definitely the platform that more games will welcome this year. But that is not how the year started. January 2nd brought Tales of Wind to the PC. The game is exactly the same as in mobile, but it lags less than playing it using an emulator. Monster Hunter's World's DLC Iceborne was released on the 9th for PC. On the 15th, we saw Puzzle & Dragons Gold come to Nintendo Switch. Again for Nintendo Switch came Tokyo Mirage Sessions FA Encore on the 17th. But that's not all. On the 23rd, Oddworld Stranger Wrath HD followed the games above, making its debut in Nintendo Switch. Psycho Shooting Stars Alpha and Bravo go beyond, bringing several arcade shooter games to Nintendo Switch. Alpha contains Strikers 1945 1, 2, and 3, Soul Divide, Dragon Blaze, and Zero Gunner 2. It was released on the 21st in the US and on the 24th in Europe. Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire will arrive on the 28th for PS4 and Xbox One. And like mentioned before in the new content section, also Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition will bring the entire series to Nintendo Switch, PS4 and Xbox One. In February, with the love shared on Valentine's Day, Darksiders Genesis will arrive for Nintendo Switch, PS4 and Xbox One. Bravo, the second Psycho Shooting Stars containing the Samurai Axes, Tengai, Sengoku Ace Episode 3, Gunbird 1 and 2, and Ganbarage will be released on the 18th in the US and on the 21st in Europe. On the 20th, Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition arrives for Nintendo Switch. Under Night in Birth Exilate comes for both PS4 and Nintendo Switch on the 20th in US and on the 21st in Europe. And on the 25th, Two Point Hospital is spread through the consoles. March brings us Langrisser 1 and 2 to the PC on the 10th. April 24th will welcome Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 Road to Boruto in Nintendo Switch. The first quarter will bring Session for Xbox One, Vampire the Masquerade Coteries of New York for consoles, and Heart of the Woods for Nintendo Switch. The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3 can be expected to hit Nintendo Switch on the second quarter. And planned for this year are still the new ports for Microsoft Flight Simulator in Xbox One, Rust in PS4 and Xbox One, Blast Eternal in mobile, and Drowning in consoles. And that's all for now. To receive information on the upcoming games for each month, go to my website and subscribe to my Games and News newsletter. You can also follow me on Instagram or Twitter for daily updates, reminders and news. Hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you know a game that is coming up this year and was not mentioned here, please leave it in the comments below and I will add it to the list. But hey, don't go just yet. Take a look at my Arcade playlist here on the right side. Start with my Mirage Fishing event to prepare for my video in 2 weeks from now that will be about fishing. A guide with all the quests and tips to increase your fishing proficiency. Be sure to come back and check it out. Until then, XOXO, Dreamcraft WD.